James MacNeil. This is the DreamLife Experience. You're getting a sneak peek. We have a Q&A that comes up in a couple hours that you will not be able to join. Also, there's workbooks. There's also an online community from around the world. There's also recordings available. And so you on YouTube, this is just a little sneak peek, a little glimpse to get to know me and the work that I do. This is all built on everything we're talking about today. And the last 2 days is built on Pure Spiritual Intelligence, a book that I put out the first teaser edition, but the full book will be coming out soon. And if you're interested in joining us, you simply go to go.jamesmacneil.com/insider and you can get yourself a $9 ticket. This is a $1,000 event, but this $9 ticket is a promotion, and I never intended to do this, but I'm actually including the recording of the entire weekend. So if you join us now, you get Friday's recording, the complete recording, and completely Saturday, and all of today. So it's a big deal. Where are we today? There we go. All right. Who is helping? Oh, I didn't even put in my headset. Hold on. Maybe you might be able to hear me a bit better now. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. There we go. Can you hear me now? All right, beautiful. Can you hear me better when I put these in? Is this better? Nice. All right, Jennifer, would you be kind enough to let me know if there's any questions in the queue? I know that we probably have lots of questions in the queue that we'll handle at the end of the day. But for those of you watching, please participate. Put your questions in the chat. Let us know what's up, what's working, what's not, what you want to understand a bit clearer. The questions have been a blessing. Who here has enjoyed the Q&A sessions? When people share their questions and just drives me to go deeper, it's been beautiful. So I encourage you to participate in that. Submit your questions in the chat. Jennifer and Olga and team will help me out at the end. Make sure that I answer all of your questions. Beautiful. So Jennifer, anything hot and alive that I should probably take a peek at before we dig into the next chapter, next meditation? There was way too much there for me to know what the question was. Sorry, go ahead. Sure, great. But the answer is verbal Aikido. Master the ability to communicate honestly, openly, respectfully, and directly. And if you want to be assertive, you want to be able to stand for issues you feel strongly about, or move towards issues you feel strongly about, while managing your emotions and respecting the rights of others. And to speak from the adult rather than the parent or the child. A child will say, you know, I don't like you, or you're bad, you know, the victim mentality. The parent will say, here's what you should do. Where the adult says, here's where I'm coming from, here's my perspective, here are my thoughts and my feelings. When you speak openly, honestly, respectfully, directly, from the adult, which means I'm owning my stuff. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm not whining. I'm openly articulating I'm uncomfortable, or I'm hurt, or I have a preference. And when I openly, honestly, respectfully, and directly communicate from the adult voice, the adult ego state, if you will, then it's easy for someone else to respect and receive. If I'm coming from the child, whining, bitching, complaining, it shouldn't be this way, you're supposed to save me, then that could cause a problem. If you come from the parent and say, let me tell you something, or let me save you, either way that could be offensive. But an adult simply shares their truth with openness, respect, and directness. And the full verbal Aikido training, we have 2 verbal Aikido trainings online, and I would strongly encourage that you take a peek at verbal Aikido. And one of the things you do with verbal Aikido is, if you feel really charged about something very emotional, then deal with that part alone, right? Deal with that part alone. Say, okay, I want to think this through. How can I look at this as an adult? Who am I trying to blame? Who am I trying to control? If I'm not trying to blame or control anybody, then who is the person who could help me with this? So let's say Lisa, I believe, asked the question. So if Lisa has a problem with someone named Sally, what you don't want to do is talk to Betty about Sally. That's not Betty's business. So you talk to Sally about Sally, and you don't talk to Sally about Sally, you talk to Sally about your experience in relationship to Sally. So you don't tell Sally what she should do or needs to do or why she's bad or evil or wrong. You simply say, here's what I'm feeling in my relationship with you, Sally. You don't talk to somebody else, and you don't talk to them about them, you talk to them about you. Who got value out of that? If you want to be a powerful communicator, you'll want to communicate honestly, openly, respectfully, and directly. I'll put that on the board for you. It's called strike the right chord, and you get this in verbal Aikido. Strike the right chord. You communicate honestly, openly, respectfully, and directly. So a passive aggressive, let's say your soup is cold, right? Your soup is cold. You could say to the staff member, oh, did you run out of ice? Right? Now that would be a passive aggressive thing, rather than, I'm uncomfortable with the temperature of my soup. I requested a hot soup. I don't perceive this to be so. Would you be kind enough to help me get hot soup? You follow that? So it's not you're bad, you're wrong. I am uncomfortable with my soup. Would you be kind enough to help me? You could go from the parent and say, what's the matter with this place? Are we all morons? Well, that's an aggressive, unnecessary tone. But we could say, I'm uncomfortable with what I've been given. That's not what I purchased. Can you help me get what I want? You want to follow that? So it's just communicate honestly, openly, respectfully, directly. And with this, we can communicate appropriately with anyone on anything. Is that valuable? Who here got value out of the conversation on communications? So you'll want to go deeper and wider and deeper and wider. And remember, your issues are not theirs. Your issues are yours. They're being who they are and what they are. You're the one freaked out, if you're freaked out, right? And so you can say, this is not my preference. Now also keep in mind, if the person does not have the capacity to comply with your preferences, why are you wasting your time? Like if I said to Augustine, I'm uncomfortable that you're younger than me. Can you please fix that? No, he can't fix that. He is younger than me. So why am I going to whine, bitch, moan, complain about something that he cannot fix? Why would I talk to Sally about Betty? Or why would I go to a dry well demanding water? Some people aren't meant for you. So instead of trying to fix them or fix yourself, fix your willingness to have the wrong people in your life. Wrong as in for me at the moment. Good and good? And there's nothing unloving about having boundaries. These are the kinds of people who get close to me. The rest don't. I'm not emotional. I'm not trying to make them what they're not. I love everyone as they are. And the people who fit for me are close. No emotions. Everything's good. Good and good? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, one and all. Give Lisa and each other a big hand. That was a great question. Thank you, thank you. Jennifer, if I remember correctly, you said we had 2 before we dig in. Oh, is it you connecting with the term for you, or is it using the term in a way that other people can apply? It sounds like, Arlie, you're saying it's how the word hits you for you. Is that right, Arlie? Yeah. So when someone asks me, am I a Christian, I almost always say, depending on what you mean. If you mean angry, hateful, narrow-minded, judgmental, committing you to hell and happy about it, and being, whatever you might think, then no, that's not what I am. If you're asking me if I'm a Christ follower, yes, I am. And so sometimes terminology can get in the way. I'm a guru, and some people don't dig the word because it's been abused. And I say, okay, so don't use the word. But what I'm not going to do is run away from my identity and my calling. So I don't have to shove that word down somebody's throat if they dig it. And so it need not be, you don't have to become comfortable with the word, but you may want to become comfortable with your calling. Is that okay, Arlie? So the fact that in the ancient Hindu tradition, guru is an ancient word that means light bearer, which means I bring light into darkness. Well, there's nothing bad with that meaning, and the fact that people have abused it, well, people abuse everything. It doesn't mean the thing is wrong, but people abusing it is wrong. So I would say just stick to what it really is, and don't ever use the word if you don't like it. No problem with that. You don't have to use the word. I've chosen to use the word knowing that it's provocative. But Arlie, just so you know, I will use the word because it's provocative, because people will say, I hate that word, which means if I had said light bearer, they didn't even notice I said anything, it's too boring. But when I say something that provokes them, even in a negative way, I've got their attention. So I don't mind provoking someone in a way that gets their attention, whether it's positive or negative, because I believe I can work with that. And just so you know, I'm not addicted to the word, I use the word because it gets attention, whether positive or negative, people don't ignore it. Is that okay, Arlene? You follow what I'm saying there? So it's not about, I want people to call me Guru James. I'm not emotionally attached to the word at all. What I am is committed to my calling as a guru, and what I'm committed to as a guru is find a way to serve. And one of the ways to find a way to serve is to get people's attention, and a provocative word like guru seems to help me get people's attention. And then they say, you know what, you're just one of them. And I'm like, I'm so glad you're talking to me now. Let's talk about what I am and how I might serve you. And so it gets the attention and gives me hearing. Rather than shutting them down, it actually opens them up. In my experience, and I might be wrong and I might stop using it. But at the moment, that's my perspective on it. Good and good? But I'm committed to the calling, not to the word. Committed to the calling. So you can call yourself a knowledge for profit professional, a thought leader, a coach, a consultant, trainer. You can just call yourself an author, a researcher, all kinds of things, right? And so there's lots of ways to not use the word, and I'm not emotionally attached either way. Cool and cool. So the only question I have is, can it work for me? I don't need to use it. I don't need to not use it. Can it serve? Cool. Like if you notice it, when I seek to be careful with words like God, right? Because that provokes some people. It's like, this religion stuff. So I work fairly hard at saying, whatever you call it, whatever your jam is. We're talking about the love energy of the universe. And so I seek to soften the negative reactions to some words, but there's only so much we can do. I mean, if you're talking, you're going to offend somebody. And if I haven't offended you yet, by the way, just be patient. It's we have more to do today. But it's not because I intend to offend, it's just that if you don't want to offend anyone, if you don't want to turn anyone off, if you don't want to make any mistakes, then just be nothing, do nothing, say nothing. And you should be, actually no, people will judge you for that too, so there's no way out. So might as well be you, with all of your heart. All right, my friends. How was that, Jennifer? I do go for satisfaction as much as possible. What I do definitely want to do is serve to the best of my ability. If that helps, then great. And we can talk more, of course, Arlie, because we're connected. All right, my friends, I'm ready to rock. The next conversation that I want to have with you, now that we're done lunch, is talking about the secret to all action and attraction. Boom. So now I want to talk about the secret to manifesting miracles. Is anyone interested in this next conversation? Give me some hands up if you're interested. Who here ate too much lunch? Do some of that Augustine stuff. I like this one. Who enjoyed this one? Opening up the chest cavity. I was like, I like that. I'm going to do some of this stuff. I'm learning a lot from this guy. All right, let's get going. Let's talk about how you can turn anything, any idea, into a thing. How thoughts become things in the physical world. How an idea becomes a jet. How an idea becomes an empire. How an idea becomes a ministry. How an idea becomes a career. How an idea becomes a relationship. How ideas manifest in the physical plane. So this is how it's done. We take thoughts and we turn them into things. So we take those little energy balls and we build them, and we build them, and we build them. And the most fun way that I found to do it is to help you get a new car. Who wants a new car right now? We're just going to play and get you a new car. No one? Okay, forget you. Come on, I'll shut it down. I'm done for the weekend. Anyone want more? You can show little Jimmy a little bit of love here. So type in car if you want a new car. Show me some love. If you want a new car, let's get you a new car. And I want you to know that the number of new cars that have come from this exercise online has been shocking. I get texts all the time of people showing me pictures of their cars that they say appeared miraculously. I want you to know it's a big deal, including Diane Cunningham, our travel guru, and much, much more, and bestie. And she's got herself a super sexy, brand new Mercedes sports car. Who wants one of them? A brand new, super sexy Mercedes sports car. I mean, come on now. And then some of our friends got super eco-friendly, right? What's it called when it does gas and electric? Hybrid, that's right. We've got hybrids, we've got Teslas, we've got all kinds of cars that have come out of this exercise. Even though we're doing it for fun, it produces cars. Who likes the fact that this is that powerful, that real cars are being manifest because of this playful exercise?
Car manufacturers.
Car manufacturers are the most happy, yeah. All right, so level 7 is the secret to all action and traction. Instead of doing it with a bunch of words, we're going to do it through an exercise. So here we go. So what I'm going to ask you to do is turn in your workbook to page number 17. And if you don't have a workbook, if you're just taking notes, is YouTube live? YouTube, you're live, yeah? So those of you who are on YouTube, you don't have a workbook. If for whatever reason you didn't print your workbook, it's all good. What I'm going to encourage you to do is, if you don't have a workbook, simply take a full piece of paper and simply write the word car. Now, Augustine was kind enough to run out and grab lunch. Now, if Augustine said, "What would you like for lunch?" I might say, "Food." Everyone understand that? I might just say, "Food." Now, how easy is it for Augustine to feel confident that he's going to hit my reference perfectly? Is it easy or tough for him to get me what I want when my answer was food? Type into the chat. Is that easy or tough for him? Now, some of you would say it's easy. If he brings you back a piece of candy, you've got to shut up because he didn't give you more clarity and he gave you food. Maybe not the food that you want. Or you might say it's impossible for him to know what you want because you didn't clarify your vision. Yes? Put up your hand if you think it's difficult. It puts Augustine in a difficult position. Okay. So now let's do another exercise. I'm going to ask you in the chat, let's see how fast this can go. Everyone ready? You got your hands near your keyboards? Have your hand near your keyboard, and let's see how this experiment goes. Please type in a name. I'm getting car names instead of people names. I'm getting people names. All right. All over. All right. Now, let me make it slightly easier. Please type in the chat your first name. Boom. Do you see how fast the chat goes when it's very clear what I'm asking for? When I ask you for something with clarity, it's very easy for you to fulfill. When I don't give you clarity, it's not so easy for you to fulfill. And when it comes to divine, it's not like divine doesn't know what you want, but there's something about how this manifestation thing goes and how we partner with divine. There's something in there that specificity is important. So write that down. Specificity is important. More clarity, more miracles. Write that down. More clarity, more miracles. And what I said from the beginning yesterday is a clear, compelling vision that you believe in and feel free to pursue, not let you settle for less. So I'll say that again so you can write it down if you haven't yet. You'll want to have a clear, compelling vision you believe in and feel free to pursue. One more time from the top, for those who are taking the note. You want to create for everything, for anything, for your relationships, for your physical body health, for your empires, for your ministry, everything. For anything that you want to have miraculously appear, you'll want to have, I'll say again, a clear, compelling vision that you believe in and feel free to pursue. So that's an equation that I want you to remember. Clear, compelling vision you believe in and feel free to pursue. When you have that, it won't let you settle for less. So let's do that. Let's work that out for a new car. So we've got car. So how can we make it easier for divine love, for God, to give us the car that we want? What would we do next? Just type into the chat, what should we do next? After we say the word car, name the car. You mean like Charlie? You mean like Kit? Oh, a color? Okay, color's good. Anything else? The type of car, the make and the model, and the brand. Good. Good. Okay, so what kind of car? Go ahead and type it in now. What kind of car do you want? Let's just assume you can have anything you want. What kind of car do you want? I've got an Audi, a Chrysler, an AMG GT Mercedes. Oh, boy, it seems like you've given that some thought. We've got an SLK, we've got a Bentley, a Jeep, another Mercedes, Range Rover, Lincoln Navigator, Porsche SUV. Stick to one of them. Okay, Tesla, Alfa Romeo, Bentley Jeep, one that roars like a lion, BMW, Lexus. Okay, I think we were kind of all over the map, but I think, and I might be wrong, but I thought that maybe Mercedes was the, if we had to add them up, which one had more? We're going to go with Mercedes. Okay, so the next thing you're going to put down is Mercedes. So write it down. Mercedes. All right, beautiful. Now, what model of Mercedes? Is it an SUV? Is it a sports car? Is it a, right? Like what kind of Mercedes? Go ahead. I've got an SUV, GLA 250, sports, sedan. Come on, this is audience participation time. If you don't get remote, is Divine going to get bothered by it? You're not even serious yourself. SUV, Range Rover, AMG GT. Okay, that sounded pretty specific. An S-Class SUV GLE. I think GLE is winning now. Is there such thing as an AMG GLE? Because I saw those things come up. Can I do that? AMG GLE? Yeah, I got some nods. Okay, AMG GLE. And then later someone's going to have to tell me what the heck that is. But we're getting an AMG GLE. AMG GLE. Is that like a super powered SUV? Is that what that is? An AMG GLE? Okay. All right, there we go. Now, what else? Is there anything else? Is it like an all-wheel drive or anything like that? What else would you say about an AMG GLE?
I'm Googling.
Yeah, Augustine is Googling. We're both trying to keep up with you. Yes, it is. What was my question? Oh, it is an all-wheel drive? Okay. So I'll put down all-wheel drive. I guess it's 4MATIC, right? That's what they call it. 4MATIC. I know that because mine is. All right, and is the AMG and the GLE telling you the size of the engine? Is the AMG the super-powered one? Someone give me a nod. Signs of life. Yes? Jennifer's like, forget you all. I want a Model X Tesla deep blue with a bit of sparkle in the paint job. Jennifer, you go get that. I'm all for it.
This is the
AMG
GLE.
That's a sexy car. We got a sexy car coming in. Okay, Mercedes 4MATIC AMG GLE. That's great. Now give me a color. Next is color. Let's get some color to this thing. Red, black, purple, white. Cobalt blue, white. Okay, white it is. We have more than a white, so white wins. So it's white. Ah, white on the outside. What color is the interior? Interior is cream, tan. All right, let's go with cream or tan.
That's fancy. Cream.
Cream, okay. Cream it is. So cream interior. Are they all leather? Are these all leather? I'm going to go ahead and say leather just in case.
It's an eco leader.
What's that?
Eco leather. Like ecologic leather. Like vegan leather.
Oh, vegan
They
leather.
have the.
It's faux leather. It's eco leather. Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Eco leather. All right. And what else? Can you read these things so I can just write? What else we got?
Yeah.
So after that, how about heated seats and air conditioning seats? Do you like that? The seats are heated and air conditioned?
Yes.
Okay. Heated AC seats. What else?
Sound system. Bose.
Bose sound system. Bose,
Bose.
as they say in Argentina. You've got a Bose sound. Okay. What else?
Moonroof. I don't know.
Moonroof.
Sunroof.
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 Sun and moon will get along fine. So I'm going to call it sunroof. Beautiful. What else? Come on, people, get excited. Oh, USB Bluetooth port. Okay, let's do that. USB Bluetooth port. Oh, how about that it charges your phone?
Remote start.
Ah, remote start. I like that. Remote start.
Self-drive. I don't know.
Self-driving. We need that.
Self-parking.
Well, I guess if it drives, it parks. Self-driving and parking. What else?
Heated seats.
Yep, we got that. Heated seats, air-conditioned seats.
Cruise control.
Cruise control. That's a good idea. This is yellow. I don't know if you can see it. Cruise. Tell me if you can see this. Control. Yellow doesn't show up very well on the flip chart. Can you see it? Maybe you don't. No? Okay,
No.
cruise control.
Free maintenance, right package.
Free maintenance?
See, like.
Of course. To go with our free car, if we want it free. Maintenance, okay, free maintenance, what else?
Self-airing tires.
Self-airing tires, you need that.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, it would be self-inflating probably, but I'll call it self-airing tires, okay, good.
Massage seats.
Massage seats, now you're talking. How do you spell massage? M-A-S-S? Massage seats. Okay, anything else for this car? Do all these cars have this like Siri type thing? I remember the GMs came out with this thing where you could talk to somebody.
Oh, like a seat.
OnStar or something. Who knows what I'm talking about? Does Mercedes have that where you can just talk to somebody? What's it called?
Like Siri for the car integration.
It's called Dave? I doubt that. Is it called Dave?
No.
What's it called? The system that you can just say, hey, tell me where the closest Starbucks is. Everyone's laughing. Are you laughing at me? What did I do?
No.
Oh, you were talking to Dave. Hey,
Yeah.
Dave. Navigation, Siri, Alexa, OnStar. Okay, one of those. I'll just put voice helper. VPS? Oh, this car is going to have GPS, yep, absolutely. But these other things, you just talk to them and they do stuff. They can even start your car and stuff. Roadside assistance, all right, let's do that. All right, I think we're getting there, right? Roadside assistance. Oh, you know what we didn't write? Chauffeur. Mostly because I can't spell it. Okay, so so who's happy with the car? Okay, we got an okay car now? Alright. They might say, oh, that is not what I want. So get yours. Do the exact same exercise with your car instead of our car, alright? So that's the car that the group has chosen. Right? Now, let's talk about how to get this car now. So Step one, write this down. Crystalline clarity. So write that down. Crystalline clarity. You want clarity. This is what I want. You want red calipers. You know what a caliper is? My brother said, I just got red calipers. And I said, did you call your doctor? And he said, no, they're things for my car. So red calipers are like these brake things, but they look sexy. People like that. So it's inside of your wheel. It's got this like red thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the brakes.
So this is going to have sexy colored calipers.
Yeah.
It's a car. All right. So crystalline clarity is step number one. Got it? Clarity is number one. Number two, begin to make it real. It's not just words. It's got to go deeper than words. So you've done your research, you've learned about the car, you learned about the options. It can have the positronic traction, it can have this stereo, the interior can be this, this. You've done all your homework, you've created your clarity. Number two, you want to have a photograph on your dream board of that car, looking precisely the way. Can you pull that image up again that you had?
Mm-hmm.
So while we were doing this, I was saying on your phone, because I want to be able to hold it to the camera. While we were doing this, what is a Mercedes AMG GLE, or GLC, GLE? While we were doing that, I'm like, is that a real thing? So Augustine, in like 1 second, pulls this up and hands it to me and says, this is what it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was easy. So now it's not easy. It was easy a couple minutes ago. Now he's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry.
This is it?
Black,
Oh, a black one. Oh, we said white, I believe. Ah, what did I do?
that's the problem.
Okay, there we go. You got it? So you get yourself a photograph, get it in the color that you desire, and you put that color, you put that photograph on your board. You might get more than one with an interior, one with an exterior, all the cool things, maybe pictures of the rims, whatever. Oh, we didn't even talk about rims. Anyway, you get the idea. So you do this whole thing and you put photographs. Put up your hand if you get it. Say, I got it. So first, it's words. Ooh, it just got white. Somebody is an automotive racist. Anyway, so it's whatever color you want. Then you get a bunch of pictures. All right, you're good. So you've got the words. You've done the research. You've got the words. You might use different colors, and then you put the photographs. All right, good and good. Next. This is the step that's incredibly important, and what I just said is where most people stop if they get that far. And the reason why they don't get their dreams is because they don't make it real. So now let's keep going making it real. Now I want you to really get this. Are you aware that you have goals, dreams, desires, preferences, and you haven't even taken step number one towards them? Put up your hand if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I wanted someday to X, but you haven't gotten off your tail, you haven't done a single thing. You say, I want to travel the world. You don't even have a passport. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to find my perfect happily ever after, so I'm going to hide in my house and not talk to anybody. Like, give yourself a chance, right? I want to win the lottery, but I'm not going to buy a ticket. You get the idea? Like, you're not even giving it a chance. So, next step is to take a step. So write that down. Next is do something to tell yourself you're not playing this time. This is serious. So you take an action that announces to your mind, your subconscious mind, which has a lot of programming from the ego. You're telling your subconscious mind, I'm not playing this time. I'm serious. Put up your hand if you've done the 30-day miracle challenge or even attempted it. Who here has done the 30-day miracle challenge or even attempted it? The reason why it's the most miraculous thing I've ever done is because people actually take the actions. Put up your hand if you took some of the actions. You did the forgiveness letters. You did the breathing. You went for the walk. You drank the water. Who here put in the work? And what did you find? You got miracles. Is that true? Yes or no? It's a flippin' formula. Just add action. Do the thing. It's like if I gave someone a magic wand, they'd hold it instead of wave it. I'm waiting for it to work. Freaking wave the wand. It doesn't take that much effort. Do your part and watch the miracles happen. So no matter how easy it is, it still requires something. Write that down. Miracles require something. So do your something. This is a huge and important point that most people miss, and that's why they miss the dream lives. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a dealership. Write that down. The next step is go to the dealership. What kind of dealership, pray tell? What kind of dealership are we going to go to? Mercedes. Thank you. Good team. So we're going to go to a Mercedes dealership to have the increased odds of likelihood of finding this Mercedes. So you go to the Mercedes dealership. Now, when you go to get dressed to go to the dealership, when you Google where's the dealership and you go to get dressed, whether you're taking a bus or driving a different car there or whatever, when you're getting ready, I want you to know your ego is going to say, this is stupid. Your ego is going to say, that thing costs $1 cajillion. Or, you're not going to buy that because your mother will call you crazy. Put up your hand if you understand. The ego will try and talk you out of this. Yes? If you're not tracking with me, track with me. I'm not playing. If you don't win this battle, the miracles are not yours, and it's not because divine said no. Please stop blaming divine and other people. What is my part? Do it. So you go to the dealership. Now, write this down. I do what I can do, and God does the rest. I do what I can do, and God does the rest. I do not stress about what I cannot do. I worry not about what I do not have, what I do not know, what I cannot do, and who's not with me. These are none of my business. All that's my business is what I do know, what I can do, what I do have, and who's with me. And I will fully exploit those. So the next step is go to the dealership. Put up your hand if you know you can go to a dealership without being legally obligated to buy a car. Put up your hand if you know you're allowed to go and leave without a car. You're allowed to do that. Are you aware they're not allowed to beat you? Are you aware there's rules against that? They're not allowed to beat you. They're not allowed to hold you down and force you to buy a car. They have to be polite, and you're allowed to leave. Are we good? It's not like timeshares. That gets rough. Listen, if you've ever gone to a timeshare presentation or if you've been a timeshare closer, it's the most fun sales. It's evil, and it's hilarious. I know that's wrong, but I'm just so entertained by all the manipulative tools that are out there. I'm not offended by it. It's like, take a shot, right? Augustine and I were walking down the street last night. Do you know how many drugs we were offered? This one guy says, hey, come into this restaurant. What did he start with? Would you like free margaritas? And then he said appetizers. And then he said something else. Then what?
We say no until
no.
Cocaine.
How about cocaine? How about weed? How about some blow? Hey, do you guys want some girls? I can hook you up. And we're like, what else do you sell? You started with margaritas, and you're now at prison behavior. Like, I don't know how this guy escalated so fast. But we just laughed. Like, we're not offended. So go to places where people try and sell you and stop whining about the fact that they try and sell you. That's their job. Are we good, everybody? Because if you have an issue with people selling, you're going to have an issue selling. That's a writer downer. Mm-hmm. If you have an issue with people selling, you're going to have an issue selling. I freaking love salespeople, and I freaking love selling, because what is selling? It's helping people across the threshold of making decisions in their own best interest to save their lives. I help people make decisions. And so you're going to go to the dealership. Put up your hand if at this point, just for the fun of this exercise, you're going to do this with your own dream car, not ours. Maybe this is what you want. But you're going to do your own dream car exercise. Put up your hand if you're going to commit to that right now. Type it into the chat. I will. I will. Write it down. Please understand, this is not a theoretical waste our time weekend. This is a change the world weekend. It's got to start somewhere. So I will. Now, in true spiritually appropriate language, it's I am, but you get the idea. Like, you're committing. Next, you're going to go to the dealership. Now, next I'm going to have some fun with you. Is it okay if we do some dramatic entertainment here? Who here wants to have some fun? I want you to imagine this vehicle is like a lover. and you just walked into a bar, and you look across the bar, and you're single, this is the game we're playing, you're a single person, you walk into a bar, even if you don't go into bars, don't argue with me, it's just being playful, you go into a bar, you see your dream guy or your dream girl, and your heart starts to pound. Okay, everyone ready? That's the way we're gonna have this dance with this car. So, first thing you do is you enter into the dealership, and you try and stay calm, because I'm not buying necessarily, I'm just here to do the exercise James told me to do. Good. So you walk into the dealership and you spot your vehicle. You got it? So you spot your vehicle. Then you want to play coy like a good, flirt would. You don't go right at it. Come on. You gotta play, you gotta create some tension here. So you kind of look at her or him across the dealership. It's like, I see you, and you know she sees you or he sees you. You know the car sees you. You see the car, but you're not. Hey. There's lots of cars. There's plenty of fish. That's a dating app or something, isn't there? Plenty of fish. No, I don't know. Anyways,
I'm not
so
sure, yeah.
people say yes, it is. Yeah, plenty of fish. So you see your vehicle, but you don't go straight at it. You look at the other cars. Are you following? So you see it, but you play cool. So you check out the other cars, and as you're checking out other cars, making your car jealous, you kind of glance up and say, I see you, don't worry about it, I see you, I'll make my way over to you. You get the idea? So you're going to keep checking out the other cars, like, ooh, that's sexy, well, ooh, that's sexy, and let your car say, hey, you know I'm yours, you know you're mine, and you make it wait for you. You just say, okay, and you keep checking out the other cars, and then finally you make your way that you can't hide it anymore. You know that she's yours, or he's yours, and you're it, and that you get the idea. So finally, you approach your vehicle. Your heart is like Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew is now illegal. Did you know that? Because I guess he was too aggressive or something. I don't remember. I was a kid. I thought Pepe Le Pew was the funniest. Who knows what I'm talking about? Pepe Le Pew, the little cartoon, the skunk who was in love with a cat. No, some of you remember that? Apparently, he was like completely sexually inappropriate. He was like a pervert. But me, I just remember and she was squirming out of it. I was a kid. It was funny. Anyway. So, why am I talking about Pepe Le Pew? How did I get myself into this? Oh, the heartbeat. Right? This thing. So now you focus on her. And I want you, I'm not kidding by the way, allow yourself to get really excited. Okay, put up your hand if you understand what I'm saying. Allow yourself to get excited. Excitement is part of the equation. Excitement, heightened emotions. We talked about this in the zone. You want to be able to hit heightened emotions with heightened logic. You want to get yourself into a zone. So you want to allow yourself to get very emotional about the car, and then you want to flirt with it. Now you're getting really close to the car. So you're getting really excited, and now there's silence between the two of you. The car was talking to you on the other side. You were talking to the car from the other side, but now you're not talking. Now you're kind of intimate now. Then you're right up by the car, and then you just keep kind of checking. Sorry, I'll do it from a male perspective, forgive me. So you keep checking out her curves. You know what I'm saying? You're checking out her curves, you're like, ooh, and you're checking out those curves, like, ooh, and you're checking it out. Yeah, you check it out from every angle. You know what I'm saying? You check out this car. You stare this car down. You're like, oh, yeah, baby, okay. So you do all of that, and then finally, you ready? This is your big move. You touch it. What? Yes, you touch it. You put your hand on the car. It's like, oh, you touch that car, and just like, energy flies through your body. You're like, oh, baby, you're mine, and I'm yours, and you know it. So you touch the car, you feel the rush, and you're like, oh, yes. And I know it sounds really horrible, but you actually, inside you start saying things like, yes, yes, no, and then finally you make your big move and you open the door. Oh yeah, and the smell, who knows what I'm talking about, the smell, that new car smelling like, oh, come to daddy. Okay, so this is so perverted the way I'm doing this. I don't remember. Anyways, here we go. But you open up, you open up the door, and now you get a little touchy. Now you're like, oh yeah. Then you sit in the car. That's right. You're like, oh yeah, and you sit, and you're like, oh yes. Now you get really touchy. You're like, oh, and you're feeling all the seats and the instruments, and you close the door, and it's just you and her or him now. And now that you're totally in this euphoric state, I want to know, if you film this, I will pay you. Oh, okay, so then, I'm kidding. I don't want any perverted car videos. Okay, back to it. So now you're sitting in the car, and now I want you to start saying this. Are you ready? This is me. And I mean this. Now calm right down, and now come to a calm fact, non-emotional fact. Now you calm yourself right down, you're like, yeah, this is me. This is me. This is me. Yep. This is me. And then you just breathe in with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to start thanking Divine for this car already. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is beautiful. Thank you. Allow the gratitude to overwhelm you, as if it's already been given to you. Now, when you do all of this, you've activated part of the supernatural self-actualization machine within us. And now it's like, now your non-conscious mind is going to go nuts to make this a reality. It's going to find every way to make this car a reality because it has an internal belief with an external incongruency. And it always seeks to make the inner and the outer align. As above, so below. As within, so without. And when you have an internal reality and an external incongruency, the supernatural says, we've got to change this. Put your hand if you follow what I just said. You're now kicking in supernatural power to say, that which is outside of me must comply with that which is inside of me. It is incongruent that this is not in my driveway. There's something wrong with that. I know where its home is. It's time for this car to go home. You get the idea? Like, it's a fact now. Now you're emotional. Okay, good. So, then the other, next couple of functional steps. I'm being playful and I'm exaggerating, but I'm not kidding. Put up your hand if you understand what I'm saying. I'm being playful and I'm exaggerating, but I'm not kidding. You do these steps and you do say this is mine and you do say thank you, okay? And you calm down. Sit in that car and calm down. You'll be very excited and see how calm you can get just knowing this is mine. Now once you've done that, I'm going to encourage you to do three other steps. The next step, write this down, is have someone take a photograph of you in the car. In the dealership. Have someone take a picture, even if it's not on your first visit. You might come back several times to get through this because it might be, overwhelming for you. But you go back, or you do it the first time, and have someone just take a picture with your phone. Just take a picture. Then you get that printed and you put that on your dream board instead of the words, instead of the photograph without you. The picture with you in it tells your non-conscious mind, this is my car. Why isn't it in my driveway? So a picture of you in the car. Next, you're going to ask to take a test drive. Now you might say, test drive? Are you crazy? If this car is a $300,000 car, I'm $300,000 short. It's fine. They don't charge you to take it for a test drive. So take it for, oh, by the way, if you don't have a driver's license, some of these things have to be adjusted. But if you have a driver's license, you take it for a test drive. And then you drive carefully and respectfully, right? Don't be disrespectful to other people's belongings. It's not your car. Be careful, be respectful, enjoy it, and just feel like this is you on a normal day driving your car. Okay, so get emotionally attached to the normalness of this. Then, whether it's your first visit, second visit, third visit, or fourth visit, you eventually ask a salesperson, you say this, write this script down. If I was going to move forward with this, and I'm not saying I am, write that down. If I was interested in moving forward with this vehicle, and I'm not saying I am, what could the deal look like? Everyone follow what I just said? If I was serious about moving forward with this, and I'm not saying I am, what could the deal look like? You say, James, this is crazy. There's nothing they can write down that will give me peace. I can't afford any of this. I didn't ask you what you can afford. You are allowed to have the conversation without legal implications. Yes? You don't buy cars without getting into the details. We get into the details. Then they show you the details. A guy who showed me this, a guy who told me this story, he walked out of there with a van. He actually walked in, he was a young guy struggling in business, bad credit and everything, and his family was growing, and he promised his wife he'd be farther ahead economically by that point, and they were stressed, they had one little car and too many kids, and so his mentor, actually his mentor was Bob Proctor. As Bob Proctor walked him through this, and he said, do this. It wasn't the exact same story. I've deepened it and widened it and enriched it. But he went to the dealership and he said, just walk me through it. Long story short, he knew beyond any shadow of a doubt he couldn't afford it. He knew beyond any shadow of a doubt he couldn't get the credit. He knew beyond any shadow of a doubt this was a year away, and yet he left there with the van. It happened. Miraculously, the stars aligned. Maybe Bob Proctor called the dealership and said, I'll co-sign, give this guy this van. All I know is he walked out of there with the van. Who wants some miracles? I'm not saying you have to figure out how. What I'm saying is you have to go to the dealership. You have to do your part. I do my best, divine does the rest. Write that down. I do my best, divine does the rest. Don't get confused whose job it is. I do my best, divine does the rest. Then you just say, what's the next logical step? Then you might say, well, I got to start making money. Fine, so start making money. If you need a job, maybe you look for a job that gives you a car allowance. You get the idea? Maybe you say, what can I do to get this car? Maybe you say, hey James, what can I do that can help me get this car? And maybe I have an idea for you when we're talking about your guru business or something. Maybe I can say, well, this is how you can make half a million in one weekend. Who would like to know how to make $500,000 in one weekend? Do you think it's pretty cool that I know how to do that? Put up your hand if you think that's pretty cool. Like, you want to know how to do these things. If you need $500,000, go get it. It's not that big a deal, once you know how. So it's not like no one you know knows how to do this, so you just take your steps. All right, so this is how you move something into its physical reality. So you've gone through the I don't know what I want to I do know what I want. Then crystalline clarity. I have a clear, compelling vision I believe in and feel free to pursue. So you've done that. You then put a photograph with it on this dream board. Then you go to the dealership. Then you sit in the car, get emotionally attached, calm down. You then do a test drive. You then take a look at the details of the deal. You get all the information you can. That's something you can do, and that's a step. Next, what you do is you take whatever logical steps you can see between here and there. Everyone follow? You just do what makes most sense next. You don't have to worry about what's next. Divine does. And then one other thing I want you to do, and this is very, very, very important, is I want you to write down on the paper, maybe down here, I want you to write down this or better. So you're not demanding that divine gives you exactly what you want. You're saying, divine, I'm listening to my heart, the heart you gave me, the mind you gave me, with the resources I see. I'm coming up with the best vision I can, and I'm doing everything I can to achieve the vision that to me is the most loving truth that I can find. Everyone follow what I'm saying? You're doing your part. You're then going as far as you can, and then you say, divine, now it's on you. I'll take whatever step you tell me what to do. But this or better. And you might say, I went for a Mercedes and I got a Porsche. I went for a Porsche and I got a Buick. I went for this and I got a that. That's not the point. The point is, now that you've handed it over to divine, whatever is perfect for you is the one you're going to get. Whatever is perfect is the one you're going to get. And it doesn't mean it's more impressive. It might be more impressive, might not be. All I know is it will be best because you hand it over to divine. When you do your best and trust, then divine is guaranteeing 100% of the time the best is guaranteed. Someone give me a big amen. Type it into the chat. Amen if you're cool with this idea. I do my best, divine does the rest. I take it as far as I can, and the rest is up to divine. And no matter how clear and compelling my vision is, I'm always open to a better idea. So you might say, oh, my perfect man is 6'2". Well, he might be 5'2". You might say he's got bushy curly hair. He might be bald. You might say he's bald, but he's got a mohawk. You might say, you get the idea? You want perfect, and you have an idea of what perfect looks like. Write that down. I want perfect. I only have an idea of what perfect looks like. But know that perfect is guaranteed when I follow these steps. Now, if I told you put up your hand if you'd like to get more physically fit. If you'd like to have more energy, more vitality, more flexibility, more strength, more clarity of mind, clarity of body. Who wants to be more physically fit, more sexy, whatever, strong, the whole thing? All right. Now, who here would like to be motivated? Motivated. Now, some people are like, yeah, I want it, but I don't get off my butt to go get it. Well, then there's the problem. So how can you be motivated? You play games with yourself. Okay, let me give you an example of what you do. So this is how the mind works. You understand? We're teaching you how to make miracles manifest. So I, for an example, am single right now. Some of you know that I'm a widower. And what I want is my happiest possible marriage for the rest of my life. Who here wants your happiest possible marriage? Whether you're currently married or not, you want your happiest happily ever after. You want your happiest happily ever after, right? Whether you're married or not, you want your happiest happily ever after. So then, I just made up a story that says, the perfect woman is waiting for me to be perfected. So she's ready, but divine doesn't want her to meet me while I'm not her dream yet. So my goal then is to become the dream of the one I dream of. Put up your hand if you understand the psychology I just did. So as soon as you have that physical fitness, he or she will appear. Or as soon as you have that physical fitness, your current spouse is going to go ape crap and be the ultimate spouse. As soon as you achieve this, then that's coming. Like, attach your disciplines to your dreams. But it's just playful. Divine can do it any way Divine wants. But this is how to work your brain and manifest miracles. So you attach your dreams to each other. People say, how do you walk 10 to 20 kilometers a day and work out and write a book and run a business and do this? I'm like, because I'm motivated. I want what I want and I want it now. Right? That's human nature. So what do I say? Do what it takes. Be the best me. Let me pause and check in with you on this. So I'm going to open up for a couple of questions on this one topic, and then we're just going to walk through a couple of specific words just to close it out. So let me ask Jennifer to host this. Type into the chat if you have a question, or hit the hands up button. As it relates to manifesting any miracle, how can you fully activate action and attraction? And I've just explained it both, the action and the attraction. So let me open it up to Jennifer. Questions that have come in, or hands up, anything? Mm-hmm. How do we attach our dream to them? Oh, what we dream for them, like how we want them to experience life or behave or whatever. You want them to experience growth and something like that. Like, let me put it this way. See if this is okay. And this is not necessarily your question, but can it work? How can I do my best in my spouse becoming their best, which would make me happy? Who's okay with that? How can I do my best to help my spouse become their best, which would make me happy? Okay, good. So it starts with love them as they are. So write this down. If you enter into this conversation with discontent, you're bringing negative energy into the relationship, which only digresses the relationship. So until they're perfect now, they won't get better. Can I love them with every cell in my body as they are today? Or am I saying they are currently undeserving of my love, joy, and peace? If I say I love them as they are 100%, and I want X, right? But I love them 100%. And here's why. If a man doesn't feel respected, it's disastrous. If a woman doesn't feel treasured, it's disastrous. So if we in any way have the energy that says how you are or who you are is unacceptable to me, that is contempt, and it's the beginning of an end of any relationship. So it starts with complete love and acceptance as you are. And that's what we get from divine. We get complete love and acceptance as we are. And when you have complete agape level love for how you are, you won't let yourself stay how you are, because that love empowers you to improve. Who got some value out of that conversation right there? You believe them into their best. You don't bully anyone into their best. You see the greatness in this person and you love them as they are, and the combination is a vacuum to pop them into how they can be. So when you see the greatness in someone and you see their current truth and you love their current truth and you hold on to that beautiful vision, they are just automatically drawn into this. I'll give you an example that one of our participants shared with us. There was a woman talking about her husband, and she said he had a foot thing that he needed to go to the doctor. There's something wrong with his foot. And every day he would be complaining about it and asking her to massage his feet and whatever. And so he was always in pain, always complaining about this thing. She's like, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. And he's like, no, I'm fine. But can you massage my... You get the idea? Like he wasn't taking ownership, and she stayed frustrated. And so all she could keep thinking is like, why doesn't he just do the thing that he needs to do? And so here's what happened. She, through this content, she said, wait, what if I don't own his stuff? What if I own mine instead? Everyone feel the difference? What if I say, let me focus my energy on what I can improve instead of focusing my energy on what he can improve? And how about I'm going to drop it? If he never goes, he never goes. If he does, it doesn't. It's his business. It's his feet. She said she was out that day when she came to this breakthrough. She just hit a spiritual moment throughout her day, and she said, I'm done with it. If he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I've got nothing to do with this anymore. She goes home, like within an hour or so, and first thing he says is, honey, I booked my doctor's appointment to look at my foot. And do you want to know why that happened? As long as she was holding on to his responsibility, he wasn't getting it. When you're holding on to what they should do, they're not holding on to what they should do. When you're holding someone else's responsibility, they can't have it. When you let it go, they can get it. When you say, I wish that child of mine would grow up, you're the one with that emotion instead of the child. Let go of that emotion, and the child would say, I wish I would grow up. But you're holding on to that energy instead of them having it. Is anyone getting value out of this conversation? Stop confessing everyone else's sins and start confessing your own. Love everyone as they are and see them as they can be, and all of a sudden, all the blockages are gone. And everyone owns their stuff, and miracles begin to fly. Are we good with this? And I know that wasn't the question. I was just provoked into that whole speech. So I know that's not what you're saying. You're just saying, I love and I'm excited for them. But the message is still valid to say, I love 100% this person as they are. You want to watch someone transform? Stop needing them to. You never have to be anything but who you are and what you are. I love you as you are. The moment you do, they went, well, I can't stay this way. I have to be better for you. It's just the way it works. The moment you don't need me to change, I'm going to change. Same as miracles. You're ready for your miracle the moment you don't need it. I don't need the car, I'm just grateful for it. The moment you don't need it, it appears. Need is the block. needing it, having any negative energy around it, is why it isn't yours yet. The moment you don't need it, it will appear. I mentioned yesterday or the day before that some people say, as soon as I'm in a relationship, everybody thinks I'm sexy. When I was single and not in a relationship, I couldn't find anyone. The moment I'm in a relationship, I'm the hottest, I'm flavor of the month. And people say, why is that? It's because you stopped needing. The moment you stop needing, you're magnetic. Stop needing people to change, stop needing cars, stop needing anything. I need nothing, I need no one. I treasure everything and I love everyone. Can I get an amen? And watch your world transform. Love it. Is that helpful? I got lots of amens on that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, Jennifer, are we good? Or was there another? Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. So here's the secret, everyone. You don't force yourself. You just frickin' do it. You don't build up your energy to fight the negative energy. You actually just calm down and walk to the dealership. It's in calmness, not in force. You don't make yourself do it. If I get myself angry enough, no, that's not the energy of spirit. The energy of spirit is, something is making me not want to go. That's cute, and now I go. You don't power your way through. You piece your way through. It's like, oh, look at this. I'm scared to death. Oh, look at this. My hands are trembling. Oh, look at this. I can barely breathe. Isn't that cute? Going to the dealership now. Ignore the ego. Don't feed the ego. Just say, isn't that cute? Like in meditation. You want to be great at meditation, you start with knowing you're already great at meditation. It's like asking a fish to learn how to swim. People say, oh, I'm trying to learn meditation. No, it's that energy that's your problem. Meditation is not. Meditation is. So if you just calm down, you'll find out you're a meditation master. Can I get an amen on this? Just calm down. When you're quote unquote trying to meditate and thoughts come in, say, oh, isn't that cute? I had that funny thought. Let me go back to my breathing now. Oh, look, I'm doing my shopping list again. All right, back to my breathing now. Wow, I just woke up, thought I was meditating. Okay, back to my breathing now. Oh, I just realized there's 3 people I want to kill. Okay, back to my breathing now. And stop judging it. It is what it is. And as soon as we stop fighting things, they stop fighting us. You only get pushback because you're pushing. So stop pushing and calmly move forward. Who got value out of that? Calm down and do it. Don't build yourself up. How do I make myself do it? It's just another trick of the ego to get you more stressed. You want faith-filled action, not fear-filled action, not frustration-filled action. You want faith-filled action. Calm, confidence, safe, strength with a pure motivation. Go to the flippin' dealership and flirt with your car. Calm down and do it. Don't build yourself up, calm yourself down. Please tell me this was valuable for you. So many of the motivators are like, you gotta get yourself into a peace state. My goodness, scare the crap out of people. You want to hear a funny story? But I was playing squash. There was a time in my life I played a lot of squash. Anyone know what squash is? Who knows what squash is? Like racquetball, one of these things, little room, weird people. Okay. So I was playing a lot of squash, and my friend said, I'm going to beat you at squash. I said, okay. Now this is an older guy who's overweight, who doesn't play squash, but he's going to beat me. So I said, okay. So the older guy, overweight, doesn't play squash, he's going to come and beat me. And I said, so, I'm excited to play. What gives you this oomph? He says, well, I went to this motivational retreat. And so I went to this island and I jumped off of trees and now I can do anything. I'm going to beat you at squash. Has anyone met someone who's come back from one of these raw things and they're all like, I can take on the world now? So he says, I'm going to beat you at squash. I said, okay. So I serve the ball and he misses it. No. Yeah, first before we start going, he starts doing weird things. He's like, this is. He starts doing these weird, does anyone see these very aggressive kind of breathing? So he's doing this, and I'm like, right, okay. It's not a violent game, but anyways, go ahead. So he did his thing, and then I serve the ball, and he misses it. And I want you to know, the look in his eye was, the motivational speaker tricked me. I'm not supernatural. He couldn't believe he missed it. I'm like, dude, you've never played the game before. How can you expect not to miss it at first? Everyone with me? He was so freaked out. And he just kept getting more aggressive. He's doing these I thought he was going to pass out. He's sweating. We've only hit the ball 3 times. He's in the corner doing these things. And then he would miss again. He's like he just got ripped off. And I just thought, calm down. Write this down. Life is a finesse move. It's not a force move. Calm down, dial the phone, ask him out, ask her out. Calm down, go to the dealership, calm down, make the deal, calm down, take the stage, calm down, change the world. Is anyone else digging this conversation? It's not by force, it's by faith. I don't need to be more aggressive. I need to be more calm. And I calmly move forward with faith and joy, playfully changing my life in the world. Hey, Don Pet, does that sound peaceful? You got some approval? Love yourself, love the world, chill out. You want to know about peace? Go to peace.academy. That's Don Pett's thing. Everything's free there. Everything's beautiful there. That's my friend, my brother, my fellow guru. He refuses to take anyone's money. That's the only thing I have against him. Everything is free. He's nothing but Mr. Love and Zen and Peace. Go to peace.academy. Fall in love with Don Pett. How do you like that, brother? How do you like that shout out? All right, my friends. So, Jennifer, how do you feel we did on that question? We feel good, my friends? Calm down and take action. Good. I just noticed I've had way too much fun for way too long. We've got 42 chapters to get through, and we're on day 3. It's like no matter how many days I get, I end up cramming for exams. So are you guys okay if I get back to work here? We'll answer questions at the end. We might end up teaching past 4. Is that okay, everyone? We might teach past 4, but we've been doing Q&A throughout the day. So make sure you're submitting your questions to Jennifer so I have a fair shot. And Augustine is tracking your social media activities. Put up your hand if you have made an attempt at posting anything anywhere about this weekend. Okay, we've got 5 people. We suck at motivation. No, we don't. We rock at it, and you know it. So here's my question. Who would like all of my flip chart, everything I've done, and the whole thing mailed to you at my expense? Who would like that? Who would like $500 in tickets given to some people that you love? Who would like to see me on camera in front of everyone autograph this book to you? Yes? So I'm going to encourage you to do this. We're going to take a short break, and you're going to post something somewhere. Are we all going to do that? You're going to take a short break, and you're going to try this thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask Augustine to come up here. You're going to take a picture of the screen with your camera or whatever. Augustine's going to come up here. We're going to pose for a picture. You're going to have this in the background. You're going to have you in the background. Now, maybe I'll just put this in the background. Hold on. Augustine, come on up, buddy. All right, so that's in the background. You ready to take a picture? We're going to take a picture, and you're going to post it on social media, and he'll help you do it. Okay, you ready? I can only do this so long. Hurry up and take your picture. Hey, Shazam! Okay, time's up. Thank you, brother. So now, what do they have to do? They have to put it at, or you can put it in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
The at symbol, at the James MacNeil. And you also put the hashtag or the pound symbol with DreamLife Experience, or is it the DreamLife Experience?
No, it's DreamLife.
DreamLife Experience.
But you can use either. It's okay.
He will put it into the chat and you will nail it. Okay, so you're going to do one share and we're going to be back in 10 minutes. Okay, my friends? So get ready because what did we do? We just did number 7. Oh, now it's lunchtime. Yeah, right. All right. So next, no, we didn't. Secret to all action attraction. What have I done? Okay, we're going to finish this, walk through a few words, and then we're on to metaphysical mastery. Who feels like we've already been doing a lot of metaphysical mastery? So we're going to go to the next level. That's number 8. So after, wow, at 2:35-ish, we're going to start, well, we still got 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We've got 5 more to go. In 2 3/4 of a day, we've accomplished 7. 5 shouldn't be a problem. Okay. So take care of your body, 10 minutes, do some sharing, let's see how we go, because whoever wins, I'm signing this, mailing it, sending you all of these, and 5 $100 tickets to your friends. All right, love, joy, peace, take care of your body, and post something.